Beauty. Today I'm here to talk to you or to share with you my second update on my weight loss. I posted a video, I don't remember when, on my channel about the fact that I'm doing Weight Watchers and I'm trying to lose weight, and I started right after Christmas, and I thought I would be doing more regular updates, but just the way life goes, I haven't been able to do it. But I thought this would be a good time to do it because I have made some good progress. So I started Weight Watchers the day after Christmas last year, so December 26th of 2012. Today I'm filming this video is actually March 1st. It's been a little over 2 months. And my progress so far has been 16 pounds. I've lost 16 pounds. Actually, let me see. 16 and a half pounds. A half pound counts, trust me. So, you know, I mentioned this on my first video, I guess. I'm a big girl. Like, I'm a big bone kind of girl. And I know I'm never going to be too skinny or too little or size 2 kind of thing. But you know, I usually get to the point where I get very heavy, and I know I don't notice because I'm so big and the fat kind of spreads around and I don't realize until I go to the store and I have to fit into a size 16 pants because all the others don't fit. That's when it finally dawns on me that I'm like, oh good lord, I am fat or I'm heavy, you know. So 16 and a half pounds in 2 months, that's not bad, and it's not as fast as it has been in the past for me. So I probably mentioned this on my last video, I don't remember, it's been so long, but I've struggled with weight since I was a teenager. And you know, before, as a teenager, I had a lot of time to go to the gym or to be involved in physical activities and all that good stuff. When you become an adult and you have to work and you have life, you have other things to do, you don't get to do as much exercise as you would like to. So the balance of food intake versus physical activity got to the point where it wasn't, you know, I wasn't getting a negative equation. What I mean by that is I was eating so much and exercising not so much, therefore I would get a surplus of food intake. Does it make sense equation wise? So, you know, this is just, that has nothing to do with Weight Watchers or anything. Anyone that does a weight loss anything knows that the intake of food should be up to here, and the exercise and the kind of amount of calories that you lose, that you burn throughout the day, besides what your body burns just automatically because of your metabolism, should either be here or more than what you eat. If you're more than you eat, it makes sense, you're losing weight. If it's less than what you eat, obviously over time you gain weight. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you would be have a stable kind of weight. And this stable state is what I've struggled forever. So the more, you know, and I think Weight Watchers helped me a lot with that because it gives you the flexibility to splurge once in a while. So one of the things that I noticed for this past couple of weeks that it changed for me was the fact that I started taking advantage of those extra points a week that they give you as an allowance. What that means for me is that I will most likely watch better what I eat during the week, because for the most part I pack lunches, and over the weekend is when I either go out to eat with my husband or I'm eating some kind of family event or whatever, and I get to splurge to eat something else that I like. And like human beings, I love cheese, I love chocolate, I love everything that's delicious. So, you know, it's usually a little difficult to keep up with that on the weekends. And it's not even that it's difficult, I don't force myself to do it, because I feel like one of the biggest secrets as far as re-education is that you need to allow yourself to eat what you like as well, because the more you deprive yourself, the more you would want it, and you're probably going to eat a lot more the time that you allow yourself to do it. So if like for me, I love chocolate, right? So let's say I'm depriving myself for over a week to eat chocolate, and I say, no, don't eat, Priscilla, don't eat. And then when I decide to eat, if I lose control, I would love to eat a big bar of chocolate, which makes no sense, right? So I would rather eat a tiny piece every day, which allows me to taste the chocolate and at the same time not crave it. Makes sense? So I don't know if this will be helpful for you. I was gonna try, and usually what I do is I downloaded the Weight Watchers app on my phone, and I upload all the things that I eat. So I'm just gonna give you an example of a day for me, that, you know, whatever. So and like I said, I pack lunch to go to work. So I have a little lunch box, and I pack at least 2.5 meals. What that means is I pack breakfast, and I pack lunch, and I pack at least a few cup of snacks during the day to get me through the day by the time I get home for work. So, and also the points, if you're not familiar on how the Weight Watcher system work, you get a certain allowance when you start. So I started pretty heavy. I was 204 pounds when I started. 204.5 pounds. So when I started, I was allowed to eat, I think it was 33 or 32 points. As you move along with the program and you start losing weight, obviously your points are reducing. So right now I believe I have 31 or 30 points that I'm allowed to eat. So obviously it makes sense because your body's getting smaller, so the idea is that you need less calories. Make sense? So I'm just gonna give you an example here. It was a day towards the end of February that I used exactly how many points I was supposed to use. So for example, for the morning, what I did was I packed a breakfast sandwich with whole wheat bread, 2 slices. I scrambled 1 egg, full egg, not even only egg white. Sometimes I go just for egg whites, which is less points and it's less fat. And I put a tiny bit of shredded cheese, like the cheddar cheese. So you make almost like an omelet with that, and then I put it on the bread. And then pack that for lunch for a breakfast. And at work I always drink coffee, so I always count points for like half and half. And I don't like to use the artificial sweetener. It's up to you if you do. Obviously that has no points, but I allow myself to drink it with sugar because I think between sweetener and sugar, the calorie of the sugar is worse, but the sweetener is not good for you either. So I prefer to use my points on the sugar. So usually, like for this day, for example, I allocated 2 points for half and half, a point for sugar. Overall, I had at least, let's see, 8 points for my breakfast. Then for the afternoon lunch, what I packed was pierogies. If you live in the US, I mean, I know it's very popular in Europe, like for Russians and Polish, they eat pierogies. I don't know how popular this is in other cultures, but I had it was a potato, spinach, and feta cheese pierogies, and I could have like 4 of them. And usually what I do is I saute it with onions and mushrooms and put that on top, and those don't add too much points to that either. So that's what I had for lunch. And this is actually not one of the greatest days that I had anyway, because most of the time I have enough fruit at home to bring with me to fill in the gaps when I'm hungry, because fruits are 0 points, and that's a great way to fill up without having to waste your points. I joke with my husband because I sometimes we go eat something, I say to him, sorry, but I can't afford that, it's too expensive. And what I mean by that is like, I can't eat that because it's too many points, you know? Then I had, for dinner, we had together a veggie burger. The brand that I use it's called Good Life, and I love that veggie burger. It's the Grillers. If I get a chance, I'll show you a picture, but I had that in whole wheat bread, and I put a little bit of ketchup just to give a little more taste, and I had a slice of the fake cheese. And I'm not vegetarian by any means, but when I'm eating, I eat a lot less meat than I usually do, red meat. And I love red meat, trust me, but for some reason, every time I'm watching what I'm eating, I eat a lot less red meat than usual. And then I even had a glass of wine for that day, for dinner. And then as anytime fruit, I had at least 1 apple. I had some, I was like goldfish crackers for snacks. And I had a mini thin Nature Valley granola bar. So this is how I got through the day. And for the most part, this is how I usually do. So like a lot of times I'll have like an oatmeal for breakfast, plus the points of the coffee. Once I have a little more time, I usually create like a breakfast sandwich for breakfast. For lunch, sometimes I'll either pack like a frozen dinner if I have them, 7 to 8 points depending on which one you like. And then if not, I can make like a pasta with pesto sauce, which is one of the things I love. Like a pasta with pesto, and pesto sauce is not the greatest thing for you because it's olive oil based, but if you use like 1 tablespoon, that's enough to flavor a whole bowl of pasta, which is about 5 points, just the noodles itself. But it gives you enough taste, and if you throw in some grilled chicken, that's a perfect meal for me. So that's something I like to do for lunch or dinner, depending on how it is. For snacks, like I said, most of the time, to be on track, the best thing to do is to really stock up on your fruit supplies, fruits and vegetables, because you can really fill yourself up with fruit and not count points for that. And it's healthy for you anyway. Good sugar, lots of water, so it's a great thing. For dinner, it really depends. Most of the time, we stick with the grilled meat or protein, let's say, not meat, but like grilled chicken or a piece of fish, and usually tons of veggies on the side, steamed asparagus, steamed broccoli. And I really like to steam vegetables instead of boiling them because it really emphasizes the taste of the vegetable. Like a boiled broccoli versus a steamed broccoli, it's a big difference, because you boil it, the water just takes over, it gets soggy instead of flavorful. Anyway, so those are just some of the things I eat for the most part. And then, like I said, I try to squeeze in a piece of chocolate here and there because I think it's important for me to remind myself that I like to eat certain things and I shouldn't deprive myself. So the biggest takeaway for me for these past couple of months is that be disciplined enough to know when to stop eating something, but don't deprive yourself from what you like to eat, because if you deprive yourself for too long, it usually has the opposite effect on your diet, which is usually not what you want. And also another thing that I need to improve on my routine is adding the exercise. I started out well, and I have an elliptical machine that sits on my living room, and I was able to do a lot of, not a lot, but at least like 30 minutes 3 times a week. And with my current schedule, I'm having difficulties keeping up with that schedule. Even though I walk at least 40 minutes a day in 2 20-minute intervals, I feel like I could get more exercise. So that's definitely something that I need to work on. And it's just a question of, not creating excuses, but for the most part, just make the time for it. So maybe come home and spend less time on the internet and go do some exercise, even though you're tired as hell. Once the hardest part is starting. Once you're in it, then you go through with your half hour. So those are the major things for me. So if you have any questions, any comments, or any tips to share with me, I would love to hear from you. Leave me comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully even see you. Bye.